called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced and get happy with Dr. Marissa. And this show is about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have shows and topics.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Happy days.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Happy days.
Friday, whatever.
Happy days.
What a day. Na, 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 na.
I love you.
I love you too.
Best known as the mom from Happy Days, and she is a delightful 89-year young Marion Ross to my studio. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marissa, this is such a treat for me. My goodness, you're a wonderment.
Which is exactly the kind of guest that I like. Those who have gone through life, good and bad, and then taken those experiences to alchemize them into the person they are now and doing good on the planet. I'd like you to welcome Corey Feldman.
If you're grateful for it and you say right away, thank you, God. Oh, my God, it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then guess what? More good things will come to you.
Does this sound familiar at all? She's back again to mark my Cancer Awareness and Prevention Month show. Please welcome Fran Drescher. Hi, Fran.
On and supporting cancer schmance. I really appreciate it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest myths, Fran, that people have about cancer?
Well, I would say that they think that there's a cure for it.
Okay.
Instead of a cause for it.
This is the first call-in show when I get to be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And people call in to get their life tires balanced and their critical thinking or their BS, their belief systems, smog checked. And today I am delighted to have Malie calling in from Birmingham, Alabama.
We could go 90 days and then end up having terrible sex. And then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else. Right?
That moose just got put on the table. And I see Josh and Jim.
I have to agree
You're
with Clyde.
both nodding. Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
You are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today.
Thank you.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Nah, I knew that was going to be
But
the answer.
I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I can come over.
Come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness for the past 703 consecutive weeks. And today is a big day, and we are getting Michael Learned on. There's been a little mix up on the studio link, but I see what happened because Harlan is so fabulous. He gives me plenty of wonderful guests we have coming up. The anniversary version of the Waltons that I had where I met Michael. We are doing that for, is it Little House on the Prairie? Yes, Little House on the Prairie. And I think those two links got mixed up, but I'm so happy they're on their way because today is a very special day. I am grateful that I'm still here with this show about hope and happiness that does not talk about the headlines, have not talked about the headlines for 1,500 shows, because I want you to wake up and start your day with the morning show in the most positive way possible. If we talk about the headlines, you will not be happy. At the end of the headlines, there are people, thank you for the heart, most people will end up shaking their heads, rolling their eyeballs, or getting in touch with their state of piss-offedness, which is so easy to do when you tune into the news. If it bleeds, it leads. And I'm so grateful that everyone knows, not everyone, but 4.1, almost 4.2 million impressions on this YouTube TV channel know where to come when they want to start their day in the most positive way. So we're celebrating today on this show. Take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And we will be having my very special guest momentarily. And I just wanted to, I played the extended intro this morning because it is a celebration. I have had the most amazing guests. People ask me all the time, who's my favorite? I have no favorites. I'm like, with my daughters. Certainly, there are some that, have passed now. I was just talking the other day that I was fortunate enough to get one of the Chicago 7 on live. And then 2 weeks later, he passed. And so that was wonderful to have him. I know he's not lost. He's on the other side with my dad. Layla Ali celebrated a milestone here as well. Don Most, who is Ralph Malph, and his wife Morgan came on to celebrate a milestone. Keiko Matsui came on, top Billboard musical jazz artist. Let's see. Rico Berry. I have great memory, but my recall sucks. But I'm so glad to have in studio today someone who I asked specifically to come on and celebrate my 1500th podcast show. I think I was doing podcast shows before I was doing before they started calling them podcasts. But I'm so fortunate to have in studio to add to my milestone celebration celebrities, Layla Ali, Neil Donald Walsh, Rick O'Berry, Don Most, and Morgan. I'm so happy. Dee Wallace. And today I have someone who you will know. First from her beautiful show that I grew up with. Not saying that I'm not #ageless. She's was on the Waltons as the matriarch of the Waltons all the way 50 some years later, even though she's also ageless, as the grandmother of Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix, which just garnered past the 1 billion view mark. She's a 4-time Emmy winner, a People's Choice Award, and 3-time Golden Globe nominee. She's not even done. She's working on a new film project with Pat Boone, and it's called Our Crossroads. But most of all, she's someone that's inspiring so many people, including me, and that's why I had her on to celebrate 1500 Show podcast. Please welcome to my studio, or back to my studio, Michael Learned. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
So
My gosh.
much. So much for making the time to do this. It truly is an honor to have you. I've had you once before, but you were on with like the Hollywood Squares. We had all of not all, but a lot of the Waltons to celebrate your 50 Waltons anniversary, I believe it was. But thank you so much for agreeing to come back. I remember when you came on, you were just delightful. And I got a chance to meet you and your beloved husband who's on the other side. And I know he's just loving us right now. And I'm so grateful that I got to have those few funny words with him. And thank you so much for coming to celebrate my 1500th podcast show.
Congratulations. It's an honor. My goodness.
Thank you
Way
so much. So here we go. I start every show with breakfast with my guest, and today is no exception. How we do breakfast is no, I don't express over whatever I'm having. Sorry, but I do take a bite of my gratitude sandwich, and I start every show this way with my co-host or my guest. And what it is a way to focus on things that are positive. So on the top of the bun are things that we're looking around us and we're grateful for. So outside of ourselves is the top of the bun. Bottom of the bun is what do we like about ourselves? That's the bottom that I want you to do before you go to bed tonight, so that you're not trying to fall asleep being hard on yourself and saying, oh, I didn't do this, or I didn't finish that, or who done me wrong. Instead, we're going to fall asleep knowing how great, not perfect, but how wonderful each and every one of us 8 billion are. And so if you wouldn't mind having breakfast with me, I'll start off and say, I
could use a cup of coffee. I have to tell you, I did oversleep, and I'm so sorry.
No,
I just really
please
want to
don't
apologize.
Please don't apologize.
My phone was trying to wake me up, I think, and actually I'm so grateful to have a good solid sleep, to tell you. As I get older, I find it harder to sleep. So
it's unbelievable.
But I'm sorry in terms
of please don't apologize.
Interview.
I'm just delighted and thrilled that you're here.
Well, thank you. You certainly look a lot better than I do. This is me first thing in the morning. Sorry, folks.
Well, you look beautiful. You're naturally beautiful. And I'm not going to ask age because you're #ageless, but you have spanned decades and decades, right? Over 50 years active?
I have to say, I'm having difficulties hearing you, and I don't know how to turn it up. Volume.
Okay. Let's see. Can I turn up your volume from here? I don't think so. Do you have someone over there that can help? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Unmute mic. Can you hear?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you very well. But
okay.
I can read your lips and
let me. If I raise my volume,
Can you hear me now? Better?
No, it's
No?
as if the mic is muted, but it doesn't. I'm trying to unmute
Okay.
mic, but
Okay.
anyway.
All right. Well,
I'll read your lips.
okay. If I put something in the chat, can you read that? Let's see.
Yeah. I can see you. You look beautiful. And I can see you perfectly, but
okay.
I cannot hear very well. I don't know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is weird, and we don't want to have
one of
that.
those terrible days where everything you try to start the car and the car won't start. And
yeah, let's see if I can do
clicking
this.
on the mic.
Does that help?
No.
I just changed a little setting on your side. Let me see if I can change it on my side. Let's see.
Nothing I'm clicking on is working, actually.
Okay. Well, you sound fabulous. Let me see.
Okay, as long as
Yeah, you sound fabulous, and
All
you
right.
heard that part. So I will just I'll just trust you to say what was that you asked. If I ask you a question, how's that?
I will.
All right. So I am grateful for toilet paper because that was the first thing I came up on this morning, and I'm also grateful for my coffee. There you go. And you're grateful for?
I'm grateful that Harlan Ball called me and woke me up. So I don't think I ever got dressed so quickly in my life. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize, Michael. I'm just so delighted that you're here. And I'm grateful that I have two beautiful daughters, inside and out, who just celebrated birthdays. Can you believe I have a 28-year-old and a 26-year-old? I was a teenage bride. Just kidding. They're up in San Francisco, and I'm so grateful that I had daughters. I don't think I could handle a guy, but girls are. I'm just really grateful. Their names are Chloe May. May is Chinese for beautiful, and Sarah Wei, who just had her birthday, and Wei.
And I'm
is
Michael.
Chinese.
I mean, go figure.
How
What
did you
nice
get it?
names you gave your daughters? Yeah.
Yes, so your mom named you Michael?
I don't know. Yes, I guess they both did. I'm sure they had a few martinis and they thought it was cute. But but I've had to live with that all these years. I'm okay now. I enjoy it now. But
Good.
when I was a kid, I hated my name.
I can only imagine, because that's kids are cruel. But certainly it's a way, as an actress, you have, I'm sure, auditioned with the name Michael, and they were expecting something else.
I still get mail addressed to Mr. Michael Learned. I do.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's do, I'm grateful that I live in Southern California, where I'm solar powered. So it's very important for me to have sun. And we'll do one last gratitude from you. Who or what are you grateful for?
Oh, if so, do you how much time have you got? I'm grateful for my sons. I have 3. I'm grateful for my 5 grandchildren. So I finally got girls. I have 2 beautiful granddaughters, 3 beautiful granddaughters, and 2 grandsons. And they're all adults now, which is horrifying. It's amazing how fast time goes, because it seems like 2 minutes ago I was holding my first grandson in my arms, and I looked at him and I said, I've known you forever. And nobody was in the room. I looked into his little eyes, and I felt like we'd just have been together in former lives or something.
Oh, that's beautiful. What's his name?
His name is Ariel. Ari.
Oh, I like that.
And Peter. And then I have Lily, Emily, and Alita.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. And
Alita was here last night. So, I just adore them. 2 of them live in LA. And Peter has been living with me temporarily. and he's a climber. He loves to climb, so he likes being in California where the weather's nice. And
That's
anyway, I have so much to be grateful for. I don't know where to begin, but family has always been the most important thing for me. I'm sure for you with your beautiful daughter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Family, they love you no matter what.
Yes, I know.
Yes. Yes. All right. Let's go to the bottom of the bun. And this is weightlifting for mental health. I think that I'm really grateful to be called the Asian Oprah. I didn't know if you knew that, Michael. I was introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah. And it was a huge compliment because I credit her with bringing the whole conversation about mental health and what's meaningful. If you remember, in her day, Jerry Springer was the biggest thing on TV, which did not really bring out the best in people. And she sort of balanced all of that out. And so it's a compliment to be called the Asian Oprah. And so I want to continue in her legacy of bringing out the best in us. And I think that with our conversation about mental health, we have a tendency to say, okay, I'm not feeling good. So what do? We go and shop or take some drugs, legal or illegal, trying to feel better. When I think the most powerful tool we have is to choose to see ourselves as more than good enough. We are worthy. We are one of a kind, wonderful. And that's why I do the bottom of the bun. So I will start and say, I like the fact that I have continued the show. They told me it wouldn't last a year because I don't talk about the headlines. I refuse to talk about politics and religion because I want us to get in touch with the best feeling thoughts we can have about life and to be happy 88% of the time. So I am truly appreciative of my ability to keep going. Even though they said I wouldn't last a year, this is now 13 and a half years that I've been doing this every weekday morning, and I have to get up no matter how I'm feeling. And then by the end of the show, I feel good.
Yes,
So,
I understand what you're saying. Absolutely.
yeah. So what do you like about yourself?
What do I like? I've suffered over the years a lot of depression, and it's gone. It's gone. I wake up at peace now, and maybe it has to do with old age. I don't know, but I've been relieved, if you will, of feeling so sorry for myself, if you will, or I'm taking life every day is a new day, and every day is a gift. As for, when you get as old as I am, it's a gift. And so right now there's sun streaming through the window, and I get a little tired of it, to tell you the truth, here in LA. It's another sunny day in paradise. I look forward to when it rains. It's very nice. It clears the air. So, but I'm at peace mostly, and
yeah,
I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for my grandkids. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful for my health. I'm pretty healthy. I have a cold right now, but other than that, I think that's why I maybe overslept. And so I couldn't even begin. I could go on a long time and tell you what I'm grateful for.
Yeah. And I would say specifically for you, the bottom of the bun, what you like about yourself, that is golden, that you like yourself enough to be relieved of that sadness, right? Like you were saying, and that chronic sadness without having to take anything, right? It's I call it naturally high. So I'll say that you are naturally high and you're appreciative. And I think that's a skill, to be in that place where you said you could spend the entire show talking about what you're grateful for. That's a skill. That's a choice that I just keep hoping that all of us, especially in America, can can wake up with that attitude of thankfulness instead of blaming, shaming, and being angry, which seems to be
I
the
know.
norm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That
Right.
blame never helps anything.
No, it
just,
doesn't. Right.
That's one of the things I have discovered is to be responsible. That nobody's perfect. I tried so hard to be perfect, and I told my son, put on my gravestone, she tried and died, because there, there's no such thing as perfection. And once you get old enough to be able to embrace your flaws, because sometimes it's the imperfections that people love about you, not your perfection,
Exactly. That vulnerability that people, I'm a recovering perfectionist myself. And the result of that is when I was a perfectionist, nothing I ever did was good enough. And
Right.
nobody else was judging me. It was me. I was my own worst enemy. I was hardest on myself. I was harder on me than anybody else. And I call that now, you have professional mastery, you have fame and fortune, right? But inside, if you can't love yourself, then you don't have personal mastery. And ask Robin Williams and Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, who were professionally masters. They weren't happy. So what you have is golden.
Well, I think sometimes it's physiological. I don't think it's always emotional, but I think it's often a combination. For me, I was trying so hard to be this perfect Mother Teresa type person, and it's not who I really am. I'm deeply flawed, and it was such an amazing revelation when I discovered that people seem to like me better for my flaws than they did for my perfectionism, if you will. So, now I'm just an old person who's I still do my best. I try. It's not like I've given up trying to be a decent human being, but I'm not afraid to let you see that I'm not perfect, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And that's definitely a skill, because most people are so afraid of making mistakes or so afraid of being who they are that they never really discover how wonderful they are. So thank you. So that ends our official breakfast. Thanks for having breakfast with Michael Learned and I this morning, celebrating 1,500 shows. I hope you continue having breakfast with me every weekday morning. If you can't join me every weekday morning, I hope you talk to someone and just start your day having a bite of my gratitude sandwich, because that way you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. It says everything is awesome. The topic of the day today is my very special guest celebrating podcast number 1,500. Her name is Michael Learned. You've already had breakfast with her, but for those of you who joined us late, she is an actress extraordinaire. I will definitely say you and Dee Wallace deserve to have Lifetime Achievements Awards, because you've spent a lifetime on the screen, and you're real, and you are a great inspiration, because not only did you do how many years of the Waltons? How many seasons was there of the Waltons?
The ones I think went for 10 seasons, and I was with it for 8.
Okay.
And then they so kindly didn't kill me off, so I got to do one here or there, after the 8 seasons.
Got it. And then how many years later was Jeffrey Dahmer?
Oh, well, then I did a series called Nurse, but that didn't last very long, and it's too bad because I thought it was a good show. And I liked doing it. I enjoyed it. And then I did something called Hot House, which lasted like 7 or 8 shows, and that was fun too. And then the Jeffrey Dahmer, which was last year, I guess. And that was kind of interesting to do, because I I got to play his grandmother. I taught him everything he knows. Just kidding. But, so that was interesting because there wasn't much about her to do research on. There were just some pictures of her with her cat. And but I got to see a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer's interviews, and to watch that mind, it's like, it was so interesting for me because it seemed like he was trying to figure out what made him do what he did. It was almost like it was so detached from the reality of his barbarism, if you will, that it was scary to watch in a way.
I'm sure. Was it difficult to get into that character? Because I mean, Walton's mom, I don't think you could have picked two completely different acting shows, right? You went from the loving matriarch on the Waltons all the way to the grandmother of this horrific serial killer, right?
Well, denial's an amazing tool that God gave us for not seeing things we don't want to see. And I said, if my grandson was pulling a garbage bag full of body parts through my kitchen, I think I would know something was amiss. But there's a scene in the show, it may not have happened in real life, where he's literally dragging a garbage bag full of body parts across the kitchen, and she's doing the crossword puzzle. So I don't know. But you don't want to see. You want your loved ones to be okay. You don't want to see something that is so horrific.
Yeah.
I don't know how she handled it. She stuck by his side because she was with him in the courtroom.
Yeah, supporting him and
you
advocating.
Don't stop loving someone, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, but and my grandson opened the door one day after I'd been shooting all day.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most gorgeous looking and warm-hearted and funny.
Is he single?
I thought, what would I do if I found out that he was on the side doing these terrible things? And I thought I'd kill myself, I think. I don't think I could stand the pain of that.
Right. Well,
it would be just horrible.
I was talking to a couple of moms, and they said that they actually, one of them actually said to their child, even if you killed someone, I would still love you unconditionally. And I had to I don't know if I can do that,
I think that's true, actually. Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I didn't. She was looking for validation that she was being a good mom. And I don't know if I could give her that. But
yeah. Well,
but like you said, denial, maybe, I don't know. But
he said something that I thought was interesting. He said, it's like he said, I think there must be something wrong with a part of my brain. And I thought, you think? I think maybe you're right. But it was like he was bewildered. He was trying to figure it out himself. How could I have done these terrible things? And he did. I mean, he didn't just kill his these poor young kids. And he ate them. I mean,
yes. Yeah, that was something
grotesque. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it just broke my heart too. The whole, that one that escaped, but then was brought back.
Oh God, I know.
That broke my heart.
I know.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think I can watch
these kids are so vulnerable, some of them, they're really they feel like they don't belong, and then some good-looking guy comes along and says you belong, and they're so vulnerable to being hurt.
Right.
And so in a way, I'm glad that they did the show, even though it's a show about horror.
Right.
Because maybe young young kids now will think twice before they get in the car with somebody who's trying to pick them up,
Yes. Yeah. I think you really touched on something that is so important for parents or anybody who's influencing or could influencing a kid. The more a kid knows that they're loving, lovable, and loved, the less likely they're going to look for love in all the wrong places.
We took in a little boy a long time ago. He died of AIDS eventually, but when he was living with us, and he was a troublemaker. He was difficult, but his mother was an ex-nun who burned him with her cigarette butts, would just burn him. And he had these scars all over his upper body. And he was so desperate for attention. And I have 3 sons, and they were about the same age. So, it was finally difficult. It didn't work out because I had to sort of abandon my own sons to give attention to Michael. And
he was a Michael too.
He was just tragic and bright and smart and a little bit what's the word, cocky. And even when he was dying, I went to see him in the hospital, and he was okay he was in his own world, but he had been horribly abused and used by men too. So in a way, I think it was better that he left this world. He's in a better place.
Yeah.
I hope that's true. There is a better place.
Oh, there is.
Who knows? But
there is. I just know that there is. Everybody who's gone there and come back has said it's peaceful, it's glowing. I don't know one person who came back and said that there was gnashing of teeth and purgatory and all of that bullshit-talky. So I'm going to go with the predominant comeback feeling, which was
so funny. I was just talking about that the other day. I have never heard anyone say that, including my own mother, who was close to death. She had double pneumonia. And she said, they all say the same thing. There's this light. And my mother said there were flowers and music, and she desperately wanted to go. And the nurse kept bringing her back and saying, "You've got kids. You're not going. You have to come back." So the nurse kind of kept her alive.
Wow. How old were you then?
I was a baby. I mean, I must have been, I don't remember it, but I just remember my mother telling me, but I must have been 3 maybe. So she had 2 kids by then. And the nurse was saying, "You can't leave. You've got children." And she said that brought her back. I think she's never forgiven me, but never mind.
That's not.
They brought me back.
That's not true. And I just looked at the time. We're going to have to take just a little break because I want as much of Michael Learned as I can get today. But we do need to pause for station ID, for news, weather, traffic on my NBC News radio channel, KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Don't go away. We'll be right back celebrating 1,500 shows with Michael Learned. Don't go away. Chuck Woolery used to say we'll be back in 2 and 2. He's on the other side now too, where there's light and flowers. But I say peace in and peace out. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and, of course, my YouTube TV channel, which houses all 1,500 podcast shows, as well as my red carpet playlist with interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones, who's also on the other side, who flirted with me in Chinese, not once, but twice. All of these are accessible with my YouTube TV channel. Free subscribe. Give me the finger, not that one, but this one. And you'll get an alert every weekday morning to tune into this show about happiness. And it is a milestone show. And you know that every milestone, I have a very special guest, from Layla Ali to Don Most and his wife Morgan from Happy Days, Ralph Malph, and Dee Wallace, the screamer behind Cujo, and the mom on AT. And then I have another mom today. I'm so delighted to have her back in studio when she came the first time with the cast of the Waltons. Her name is Michael Learned. You will know her as the matriarch from the Waltons. And then years and years later, she is the grandma of Jeffrey Dahmer, Netflix special that just surpassed 1 billion views. Please welcome back to my studio, Michael Learned. I hope you heard that, love.
Yeah, I did. I was smiling. How lovely. You're so beautiful. My gosh.
Oh.
I wish I could wear my hair like that. I'd never know how to do it, because I'm thinking of cutting it. It's quite long, actually.
Oh.
And I'm thinking of cutting it, and then I'm thinking, well, what would you do with it? You'd have to set it and blow dry it and do. Now I just pull it back and in a bun, and it's fine. So
it looks great. It looks.
It's easier long than short, actually.
Yes, because you can do stuff with it. Well, I just think you're beautiful inside and out. And I want to show a couple of photos that Harlan sent me of things that you are doing and going to do. Let's see if we can.
Oh, that's with
on
Pat
this.
Boone, I think.
Yes, it is with Pat Boone. This is the.
What a great guy.
Is he? I was going to ask you, is he as great as he is portrayed when he was doing religious shows?
I couldn't hear that for some reason.
So Pat Boone was a TV evangelist, right?
Yes.
So
he's a very religious a Christian, I guess. But he doesn't. You don't get a holier than thou or anything from him. He's just a regular guy, and fun to work with, and very professional, and a good actor. A very good actor. So but I don't know I don't know whatever happened to the film that we did together. I think it's around somewhere on some obscure channel. But,
Right.
I haven't
It's
seen it. I haven't seen it.
it's the true story of an adoptive motherhood of 6 orphans. So yeah, we'll have to
And
look for it.
she's physically challenged as well. I talked to the actual woman that I was representing, and we had the greatest talk. It was just, she made it so easy, just like you do. And yeah, it was an honor to do that part. I'm sure it's on one of Me TV or one of those channels. I don't know which one.
Right. And here's a beautiful artist rendering of you in all of your roles.
That's
right?
something Harlan put together.
Oh.
That I think is amazing.
Isn't it gorgeous?
I know. Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I think so too.
I think
But
so
I didn't
too.
even know. He just somehow put it. He's an amazing person all around. Yeah.
And this is your 4 Emmys in the background. It's a little dark, the picture itself,
3
but
of them are now. I only have one here. 3 of them are in the Hollywood Museum on Highland Avenue, and
I was at that
I got to
opening.
get them back because my kids want
Of
each one to have
course.
one. I said, "What are you going to do with them?" Oh, we'll put them in the garden or something. You know? But yeah. It's a real thrill to win an Emmy. The first time, especially, I was just enjoying all the pomp and stuff, the limo, you know, and the Bill Blass dress, and it was so different from theater. And we took the limo and we kind of drove around the neighborhood and waved at all the kids because my son went with me. He was my first date, and it was fun. And then to win was like, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. And the first thing I did was call my kids from a phone booth and said, "Guess what?" Because I don't think they were watching. You know, kids are very blasé about, "Oh yeah, that's what mom does." You know, it's not a big deal.
Right,
But,
right.
They were thrilled. It was so sweet.
That's wonderful. And this is the shot with Jeffrey Dahmer, the Netflix special. Is that the scene where?
That was an easy shoot, really, only because of Evan Peters, who is one of the sweetest guys you ever want to meet. And so there was no killing in the scenes that I did with him. So it was just easy to love this sweet guy that he was playing, which I think is really wonderful acting, where he didn't play serial killer. He played grandson, nice kid, like a lot of sociopaths can do. They can be the most charming people in the world and then go out and do something that is horrifying. And
right.
So that's what he did with that role. And our scenes, he was just the sweetest guy in the world. It was easy to love him.
And there's John Boy.
Oh, John Boy, Richard Thomas. He is. I was blessed with that show. You know, there were times I complained about it because I was spending 15 hours on the set and my own kids were 5 minutes away. I specifically lived as close to the studio as I could so I could pop home if I got a break, or I could go home at lunch and be with them. But yeah, it's like a second family. They all of them. We are so close. We are happy when we get together. We look forward to seeing each other, but we all have our own lives, so we don't see that much of each other. But occasionally on a reunion or something, we just have a blast together, all of us. And I miss
As
Ralph
you did.
terribly. Ralph and I were very close, and Richard and I are pretty close. The other kids they're just wonderful. And Ellen Corby, I was with her. I interred her ashes with Earl Hamner in the Hollywood cemetery, and you know, she was a force. She was very much like the character she was playing, with a heart, a big, big heart, generous heart. And she was so happy to be. I complained a lot, but she was just grateful for the work. And I loved her and I respected her.
Now
All
she
of them.
played the grandmother, right? You were the
Yes,
mom.
she did. Uh-huh.
Right, right. So,
And she
yeah.
had a really bad stroke, which paralyzed her left side and
Oh.
impaired her speech. But she came back and did the show like that.
Wow.
Grandma had a stroke and she
Right.
came back, and she was very challenged, but she came back. She's an actress at heart, and she just came back and did the show. So, yeah.
Right, right. Wow. That's so, and it was very apparent when you were on with the reunion and many of the staff. I'm trying to remember how I cast. I probably can pull it up, but it was very apparent how close you all were, which I
Yeah, we
thought was
were.
just beautiful. 50 years later, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are still, you keep in each other's lives, and that was a beautiful thing to see. And it was also you dispelled the rumor that you and your TV husband were having an affair. I
Oh,
thought that
no.
was good.
We were
Yes.
too smart for that. I mean, we're pretty stupid, but we were smart enough not to go there. And we thought about it for a while, because you play you're when you're playing a role, sometimes it gets into you and you kind of become that role a little bit. And Ralph and I looked at each other one day, and we were kind of talking about it, to be honest. And then we both looked at each other and we went, nah. And we knew that if you mix real life with pretend life, it can go downhill very, very quickly. And we just knew we could love each other spiritually, but we weren't going to get into the whole physical affair kind of thing, because it would only have gotten messy. Actors are pretty complicated children. I'm speaking for myself, and we have to be childlike in our work, because we have to be able to react and adjust to make believe. We're still playing make believe the way you do when you're 6 and 7 years old. We're still doing that. And Ralph and I were smart enough to say, no, keep this, love each other as friends, but keep it as friends. And so that we did.
You answered my question, which was, why is it that seems to happen a lot? Because I'm in love with Nurse Jackie, the series now, because it's so funny. And I read up on Edie Falco and Stan Tucci that, they had an affair. He left his family, and when they were in
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. And when they were doing a show together, like it was some show, I forget the show, but then they came to their senses.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah.
And except that they actually had a pretty public coming together. So I don't know why or how his wife took him back. I'm happy, for the sake of the children or whatever, that happened. But I was going to ask you, like, why does that happen so much? But you just answer it, because as an actor, that's your superpower, is to be childlike and get into role, which is real. And so you fall in love on camera and you fall in love.
That's it. And if you're relatively mature in real life, just relatively, because we're all a bunch of spoiled brats, but you are able to just say, we're not going to go there, because it's bound to get bad. And I don't know if I was married. There were periods where I wasn't married, but I don't cheat in marriage. I that's not something I do. And And Ralph was a very moral man too. He was a preacher, you know.
Oh,
And,
no, I didn't know that.
Yes, he was.
Wow.
For quite a while. And then when he had a beautiful daughter who unfortunately died of leukemia. And
Oh.
that's when he said he just checked into a motel with a case of booze, and he just couldn't deal with that tragedy. And so, you know, he had to get himself through that, which he did. And went on to have a pretty good life. You know, he got sober, and he was
Wow.
very helpful to me in many ways. We were very close. You know, there were times when I remember once we had a short little spat. I can't even remember what it was about, but we had to do a scene together, and I knocked on the way to the set. I knocked on his trailer, and I said, "We have to make up because I can't do the scene if I'm crying with you." And he just held out his arms, and you know, we
what a
we gave
beautiful.
each other a hug, and then we were able to do the scene. But,
How beautiful. How
yeah,
beautiful.
well, children, really. but nonetheless,
By the way, I love your sense of humor. I just love your sense of humor. And you are just so witty. I mean, that part I didn't know, and I'm so grateful that I get to discover that about you. And I hope to see you in person at some point because you are just lovely. And this is the best thing about doing my show, and one of the reasons why I continue to do it as we celebrate podcast show number 1,500 today. Let me give myself some love on that one. Which is why I reached out to Harlan and said, please, 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 can you ask Michael if she would come on? Because he said, I don't know if she is doing any more interviews, but he asked, and I'm so delighted that you came today to celebrate.
Thank you for having me. You make it so nice and friendly that I just feel like I'm sitting and having a discussion with a friend. You know?
Thank you so much.
It's a real art.
That compliment's going to go right up with Rick O'Barry said that it was nicer to have an interview with me than it was on Larry King Live, but we won't tell Larry that. Also, Marion, she the mother of another mother of Happy Days. Marion Ross also paid me that compliment. So you're going up in the top of the compliment scale here.
Well, it's true. It's not just a compliment. It's true. And an interview is only as good as the interviewer. I think. I really do. I think you can't just carry an interview. You can't just sit there and talk about yourself. You have to have a connection with the person who's doing the interview. And if that person gives you that, it's a generous thing on your part to give me the feeling that I'm safe with you and that, I can say whatever I want and I can talk as long as I want without you never interrupt. And then you're ready for the next question when I shut the hell up.
Well, I would love to talk to you for the next 2 days, but unfortunately we're out of time. But thank you so much. Final word, what would you like to tell everyone out there these days?
Just everybody take a deep breath and do something kind today, because sometimes a smile from a stranger can turn your whole day around. At least in my experience, some stranger gives me a smile and it lifts my whole day. So
yes, thank you so much, Michael Leonard. Everybody,
thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Incredible. Thank you so much. And if you would do this with me, I close every show with this little thing called peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace, which is what you have. Thank you so much, lovely. Michael Leonard. Thank you. Now go and have the best day ever.
You too.
I'll see you tomorrow.